What's happening, fellas? When you're first getting into the gym, learning what body parts need your attention and what body parts can, be ignored a little bit more can be pretty difficult. A lot of men's health magazines and typical online sources can give you a lot of, questionable advice at best and have you, wasting a lot of your time. And believe it or not, there are a lot of body parts that, you can ignore. You don't need to be training your calves as much as you're training your chest or something like that. But, today I'm going to give you 4 muscle groups that I believe no one should be hitting or, most people could probably benefit from ignoring because, not all muscle groups are made equally. Sorry, someone had to say it. So first off, we are going to have the front delts. Front delts assist with any kind of raising the arm in front of you type motion. So any kind of motion like this. I'm sure you're familiar with like a dumbbell front raise like this, or with an easy bar just full on raising forward to train those front delts. You can hit front delts when you do any kind of a chest movement though, and any kind of a push movement in general. So anytime you're actually doing a push movement, you're getting a lot of front delt stimulation. This synergist activity from the front delts during these push movements is adequate stimulation, in my opinion, for the front delts in their growth, and more than this amount of stimulation is ultimately pointless. So if you have a push day, those pushing movements like a chest press, an incline dumbbell press, even a chest fly, even a shoulder press, those are all going to be adequate stimulation for your front delts, and more training than that I believe is very pointless. So you may be saying, but triceps are synergists in all these push movements as well, but you still train triceps. Why are front delts different? And I say there are 2 key differences. One, the triceps are much larger than your front delts. Larger muscle groups require more stimulation and more force in order to be hit in an adequate amount, and smaller muscle groups require less fatigue and don't need as much stimulation to get the same amount of growth. Also, the triceps play a major role in the look of your physique. Having a giant horseshoe over here is going to make your physique look so much better than having, bigger front delts, which are going to protrude right around here. If you really want more cap delts and a better, wider look in your physique, I would say going for more of a lateral movement. So your side delts, so any kind of a lateral raise or a shoulder press like that is going to be so much better than a front raise, because those side delts are really going to add that capped look to your physique more than the front delts will. So as a whole, I don't think front delts require your attention at all, and those front raises, all of those can be, removed from your shoulder workouts, and more emphasis should be put on your side delts. And also falling under that category of delts, I would say your rear delts to an extent could be ignored as well. Your rear delts are going to be a major synergist in a row, like an upright row. So if you're doing a bent over wide grip barbell row, something like that, your rear delts are getting a ton of stimulation there. So training rear delts specifically as well might not be a great use of your time. But I'm going to lump in rear delts and front delts in the same group. So front and rear delts, you could probably be pretty good off ignoring them, and I would say a lot more of your focus should be put on your side delts. But next off, we are going to talk about something that, some of you calisthenics guys might not be a fan of, but just hear me out, are abs. Abs assist with holding your body upright in any kind of movement, or even when you're standing still. Your abs are also in charge of that, trunk flexion, so like that, if you're trying to suck your own dick, like that. And it explains why you can stand up without flopping all over. Abs are constantly used in a ton of exercises, and they support the lower back and help maintain your balance during squats. They help stability and arching during an overhead press. When doing a bent over row or seated row, they assist with keeping the torso stable and in place. So really, the abs are involved in most, if not all, compound movements and get a ton of stimulation in almost every workout. However, the abs are doing isometric holds during these movements, and if you don't know, isometric holds, a steady, it's like if you're doing a cable curl and like this, and you just hold the cables there. It's like you're just holding your muscle in the same spot. These isometric holds aren't great for growing your muscle But, I believe that having big abs in the first place isn't very important, and this little stimulation you get during compound movements is enough. If your goal is to have a smaller waist or more of that V-taper look to your physique, which I bet a ton of you are, bigger abs is not going to do that for you. Having bigger abs will only make your waist blockier and thicker and overall diminish the look of your physique. If you want to have visible abs, the best way of going about that is actually just cutting weight and losing your body fat. If you want to have abs, just lose some damn fucking fat. Losing body fat is the best way to see your abs if you want to have that shredded look. I would recommend hopping on a cut. If you want to see your abs, hop on a cut, lose a little bit of weight, fatty. And yeah, doing ab work like crunches, sit-ups, and planks is pretty pointless in my eyes. If you want to say that I don't have abs or anything and I don't know what I'm talking about, take a look at this. That guy has abs. That's me. Next off, we have one that is mostly going to pertain to my male audience. So when I said, these tips are for everyone, women, skip ahead. And that's going to be glutes. Glutes are the prime movers in hip extension or hip abduction. So, the hips are going to go like that. Don't clip that. So if you're doing like a linear squat type movement or any type of a squat movement in general, or a hip abduction, your glutes are going to play a major role in that. However, I don't like having a big ass. I don't know a lot of dudes that care about having big butts. So, if you're like a chick and you like dudes that have big butts, then like correct me in the comments down below and I will start doing hella hip thrusts. But I just don't see the point in it. Having a big butt to me is just like pointless. I'd rather have bigger quads and bigger calves and stuff. There's other parts of my legs that I would way rather grow. Also, if you are a power lifter, training glutes would be beneficial to growing your squat. So, big glutes is primarily going to be to like my male physique, like if just dudes in the gym that are trying to get jacked. I don't think glutes are going to be very big to hit. Like you can probably skip the hip abductors. If you're a power lifter or if you're a chick, glutes are probably still good to hit. So this is the one real exception that, some people could probably avoid. But I feel like most people could avoid the front delts. And, finally, last but not least, the one that I really never ever train is lower chest. Lower chest assists in doing any kind of a, high-low chest movement. So bringing your arms from here down to here is going to be your lower chest. So you train it by doing, a decline bench press, high-low fly, stuff like that. Lower chest can sculpt out your chest and give it more of a defined look. However, if you're doing like a typical flat bench, something like that, or even like a linear cable fly, you're getting tons of lower chest stimulation. And any more lower chest work than that is going to give you, that like Larry Wheels type chest. It's going to give you a major teardrop shape to your chest, whereas more of like a big overall block look to your chest, I feel is a lot better. Your time spent doing chest would be a lot better spent if you're doing more incline work. So if you're doing like a incline dumbbell chest press, stuff like that, those are going to be a lot better uses of your time hitting chest than doing lower chest and like decline bench and stuff like that. So yeah, that's going to wrap things up for me here today. A little quick one today. I think your time would be better spent doing other things than wasting it on these 4 muscle groups if you're a dude looking to grow your physique and just get a better look to your physique in general. But at the end of the day, if you want to do these, I can't stop you. I mean, if you want to be a dude with giant front delts, a huge ass, and giant lower chest, huge abs, I can't stop you. But if you think there's other muscle groups that are better ignored, let me know in the comments down below. I'll be sure to get to you there. But yeah, it's gonna wrap things up for me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.